Hello everyone, welcome to VMware Arena YouTube channel. If this is the first time you're watching video in this channel, please do subscribe to the channel to support us and also to get the latest updates about the videos which I'm posting about VMware virtualization and other virtualization technologies. In this video, I'm going to explain you a detailed procedure to upgrade your vCenter Server 6.7 to vCenter Server 7.0. So if you are running on vCenter server with an external PSC which is no longer supported in 7.0. So if your vCenter server 6.7 or 6.5 you are running with an external PSC, when we perform an upgrade, it will be automatically converged to an embedded deployment. So in the earlier version with the 6.7, if you're converging an external PSC to an embedded one, we have to manually run a conversion process. But with the 7.0, everything has been included with the installer, a vCenter server installer. We don't need to run a convergence process externally. So let's get started. So this is my vCenter server currently, which I'm running 6.7. So let's go back and validate the deployment model of this particular vCenter server. Go to administration. Now go to system configuration. So this is vCenter server with an external platform service controller. I have a separate PSC deployed and separate vCenter server appliance. Okay, so let's download the vCenter server 7.0 installer, browse the installer CD, ISO image, VCSA UI installer. Under that Win32 there is a installer application called installer. Just double click to launch the vCenter server installer. So as I said, with the vSphere, if you are running on vCenter Server 6.7 with an external PSC, and if you are trying to converge within the same version, we have to run on a convergence command line tools to perform the convergence. But with the 7.0 upgrade, it was simplified and everything has been included with the installer. So basically, with the installer, we have a four different option to install is to new installation, upgrade if you want to upgrade an existing vCenter server 6.7 to 7.0. This also, the upgrade option can also be used to perform on convergence from an vCenter server with an external PSC to an embedded one. So migrate is basically to migrate from Windows vCenter server to one vCenter server appliance. Okay. Restore, if you want to restore on vCenter server from the backup, we can use the option called restore. So for this option, as I said, we need to use upgrade. So basically when we upgrade the vCenter server 6.7 to 7.0, so it says me that vCenter server with an external PSC will be converged into a vCenter server with embedded platform service controller. This is exactly we are going to do it. Click on next. Click on I accept the terms of license agreement and click next. Enter the FQDN name of vCenter server which we are planning to perform the upgrade. So specify the existing vCenter server appliance which is our vCenter server 6.7. So it will be like lab-vc-01.md.lab. Click on connect to source. So basically it pulls the information about existing vCenter server, what kind of deployment it is, whether it is an external PSC or embedded deployment. So it pulls all the information. So it detects like the vCenter server appliance. So we have to enter the password for SSO username of the vCenter server. Enter the SSO password and enter the root password of vCenter server OS appliance, which is the Photon OS appliance, and specify the ESXi host or vCenter server where this particular vCenter VM is deployed. So basically this vCenter server is deployed within the inventory of the same vCenter server. I mean this vCenter server is deployed within this VC. Okay, so I don't want to give the vCenter server name because I'm going to upgrade the same vCenter server. So I'm specifying the ESXi host name here, lab-esxi-04.md.lab, and specify the root and password for the ESXi host. Okay, enter the root password for the ESXi host, click on next. So I entered the ESXi host name, click on next. So this is the one, lab vc01 is deployed on the same vCenter server. Okay, so I given the ESXi host, click on next. So accept the certificate warning, click on yes. Okay, so it detected that it is deployed with an external PSE, so it says as like it will be converged and updated to the vCenter server with an embedded platform service controller. As I said, with the vCenter server or vSphere 7.0, the external PSE deployment is not supported, so it will be automatically converged to an embedded deployment. So enter the ESXi host or vCenter name for the new vCenter server appliance. So basically upgrade is like it deploy a new vCenter server appliance based out of 7.0, then it will start migrating the existing data and all the inventory data, all these things, right? So I'm specifying the ESXi host information here and enter the root username and credentials so that the new VM vCenter server appliance VM will be deployed and it will be upgraded. So specify the VM name. So we mostly prefer to use the same name. So I'm going to use the same name. So before we deploy the virtual machine with the same name, so I would prefer to rename my existing vCenter server with -old, so that like it will allow me to deploy a virtual machine with the same name, because I cannot deploy a virtual machine with the same name, like two virtual machine having the same name in the vCenter server inventory. So I renamed my old vCenter server based out of 6.7, and I specify the same VM name as my old vCenter server. Set the root password. So this will be the root password for your 7.0 vCenter server appliance. Okay. Now specify the deployment size of vCenter server, whether what is the deployment size. We have a multiple deployment sizes like tiny, small, medium, large, x large. So based upon, so it is basically like how many hosts we can manage using the each deployment size. So based upon your environment we can select the deployment size. We can also customize the storage size as well with the existing deployment size, or if you want to go with the default, we can select the default storage size. So based upon the deployment it will be automatically allocated. So I'm going to deploy in this particular data store. We can also enable thin mode if you are running out of space in your lab environment or something like that. Okay, then select the network adapter like port group which you want this particularly the newly deployed vCenter server will be connected to. Okay, so this is a port group, something called VM network. I'm going to connect where my existing vCenter server is connected. So this will be a temporary IP address, right? So as of now, my vCenter server is assigned with 192.168.0.192. So after the upgrade, we want to use the same IP address. But during the upgrade process, we have to specify an unused temporary IP address so that the new vCenter server 7.0 appliance will be deployed and it will be temporarily configured with the temporary IP address which we have assigned during the upgrade. So once the IP is assigned, so it will start copying the data from the existing vCenter server appliance which is based out of 6.7. Then it will release the temporary IP and assigns, and it will power off the existing vCenter server appliance and it will assign the original IP of vCenter server. So let me assign a temporary IP address 192.168.0.193. I preferably say assign the IP address within the same range of vCenter server so that the data copy will be very quick during the upgrade process. Specify the subnet mask or prefix length, specify the gateway, specify the DNS servers. Okay. So my original vCenter server IP address is 192.168.0.192. I'm assigning 193 here. So review all the settings. As I said, it shows the source vCenter server will be converged to the vCenter server with an embedded platform service controller. Yes, we are aware about it. So source vCenter is lab vc01. The VM name is same. I have already renamed my existing vCenter server appliance with -old. Let's start the upgrade. Click on finish. So the stage one is started. Basically, the upgrade is a two-stage process. First one will be deploying a new vCenter server appliance based out of 7.0, and stage 2 will be migrating the existing data, your inventory data, performance data based upon your data selection, and it will perform the convergence of your external PSE to an embedded one. So stage 1 is started. It will take some time, so let me pause and come back. So basically, as I said, right, so it will deploy a new vCenter server appliance. In the vCenter server, we can already see that it is deployed. Since it takes some time, I just paused and come back. My stage 1 deploy vCenter server is completed, and it is powered on with a temporary IP address. It will be configured with the temporary IP address. Let's validate it. So if we go to lab VC01, let me ping 193. It's ping hyphen 192.168.0.193. Okay, so let's click on the host name. Yes, it is assigned with the temporary IP address. So the stage 2 will be, it will not be assigned with the host name as well. So to start the stage 2 of deployment process, so click on continue to start the stage 2. So it will be basically migrating our data, performance, convergence. All this process will be happened in stage 2. Okay, so click on next. So installer allows you to upgrade your vCenter server appliance 7.0. Yes, I'm aware upgrading is a two-stage process. First stage is involving deploying new vCenter server, and the second stage completes the upgrade process by copying data from source appliance to deployed, and make sure we backed up all the data on the source appliance. So this is one of the prerequisite. I would prefer to take a snapshot as well, and you also ensure that you have a vCenter server backed up before we perform an upgrade. Okay, click on next. Okay, so this talks about some of the pre-upgrade checklists. So it says ESXi host is managed by the vCenter server. Make sure cluster where ESXi host resides is not sold to fully automated DRS, because if you set the DRS, there may be chance your vCenter server maybe vMotion to the other ESXi host in the cluster. If it loads is high, so better they are telling you to change it to manual. So I already have my cluster DRS level is set as manual. So next one will be yes. So let me validate it one more again. So go back to my cluster called lab vsan-01, go to DRS. The DRS is turned off. I turned off the DNS. Okay, so if it is turned on in your environment, so better to put it in a manual mode. If you are selecting an ESXi host, if you have selected a different vCenter server, then no worries about this one. And second one will be this will be they're telling about the your whatever the files which we have uploaded for the update manager, for such as ISO file and other things, will not be exist, because the update manager is replaced with an lifecycle manager now. So they're telling the host upgrade baseline and files will not be there. That's fine. Cannot be used with update manager, will not be copied from the source. That is perfectly fine. Click on close. Okay, so if this is the first vCenter server in the topology which you want to convert, select the option. Or if you have one subsequent vCenter server, so when the convergence, so it needs to understand the topology of your vCenter server, right? So this is the first vCenter server. In my case, I don't have any enhanced linked, so that the other vCenter server which is linked with the PSE. So if it is a subsequent vCenter server, we need to just provide the partner vCenter server name, which is already we have migrated and converged into an embedded deployment. So I have only one vCenter server in the environment. Okay, click select. So this is basically an upgrade data. So what data you want to copy or uh, migrate over to the new vCenter server, like upgraded one. So we can select configuration and inventory, or configuration, inventory, task and events. So basically we don't need performance metrics on task and events, because it's based upon everyone preference. So if you don't need any task and events and performance metrics of old data, so whatever the data size which you need to configure will be reduced. So configure CIP. So this is basically customer experience improvement program to send like logs and performance data to the vCenter. So if you want to join, select join the VMware CIP program, click next, and that's it, ready to complete. Just review what is a temporary IP address, what version we are going to upgrade, what is a source vCenter server, the source vCenter server with the embedded external PSE, the target vCenter with the embedded PSE. So what are the data we have selected, what is the size of data which will be copied during the upgrade process. Yes, I have backed up the source vCenter all required data. Click on, select the check mark. Click finish to start the upgrade and convergence process. Click on finish. So it will start the stage 2. Yes, I am aware. So the source vCenter will be shut down once the network configuration is enabled. So whatever the source virtual machine will be, the existing vCenter server 6.7 appliance will be powered off. So the new, whatever the same IP will be assigned to the newly deployed vCenter server, and once the data copy is completed. Click on OK. So upgrade is being initiated. It will start the upgrade process. Okay, it started. There is a three-step process in the stage 2. First is copy data from source vCenter to the target vCenter server, and setting up a target vCenter server and starting services. So I'm just going forward with my recording because it may take a little time to copy the data. So set up target vCenter server, and it will start starting all the vCenter server related services. So let's go to the ESXi host because my vCenter server is down because I'm performing upgrade of the same vCenter server. So let's connect to the ESXi host and validate. Yes, so it's already powered off my old vCenter server with -old. So my new vCenter server is on, and it should be configured with the same IP address which we were using on existing like 6.7 vCenter server appliance. Okay, so it started copying data to the target vCenter server, like importing, and it shows some of the messages. After successful convergence upgrade, the external PSC cannot be used. Yes, the external PSC called lab PSC-01 cannot be used. Make sure we decommission the external PSC using CMSSO utility command. So the convergence or upgrade process will converge the external PSC to an embedded one, but it will not decommission the external PSC. So this is because if you want to roll back to a existing platforms deployment, right? If you see some issues with your vCenter Server 7.0 upgrade, we may need to roll back. So once the upgrade is done, we need to manually perform the decommission, and it talks about the TLS changes in the vCenter server. That's fine. So the upgrade is completed, the three-step process is completed, import copy data is 100%, the data transfer and vCenter server setup has been completed successfully. Just click on the URL to launch the HTML5 client. So my upgrade and convergence is completed. Let's validate, and by logging into the vCenter server, just log in with your SSO credentials or your domain credentials if you have joined your vCenter server to the domain. I'm logging with SSO account administrator as vsphere.local. Enter the password for your SSO admin. Click on login. So this is my vCenter server which is showing 7.0. Let's my old vCenter server is powered off and new VC is deployed and powered on. I still see lab-PSC-01 which was my external PSC in 6.7 which was not powered off and not decommissioned. As I said, we have to manually decommission the lab PSC. I am going to explain how to decommission this after in few minutes. So before that, let's validate. So go to system configuration. I can see my vCenter server version is 7.0. I still see PSE is deployed, but with is 6.7.0. So as I said, we have to manually decommission the PSE. We need to unlink the PSE with the vCenter server UI so that it will no more show the platform service controller information here. So there is a KB article as well, which talks about how to perform the decommission of an PSE once upgrade has been completed. We'll maybe I'll show that KB article. So this is a KB article which talks about a decommission of external PSE after a successful convergence or upgrade. So I will post this KB article link in the description. So after you remove the appliance from the domain, so we cannot rejoin it to the same domain. It is talking about SSO domain. So you can perform reinstall or de-deploy the vCenter server. So before we perform it, if you want to roll back, we can perform this. This will be only can be done after we successfully converge. And perform the upgrade of our vCenter server. So for this decommission of PSE, we have to power off the PSE virtual machine. There will be no impact because obviously our vCenter server is upgraded and it is converged to the 7.0 with an embedded platform service controller deployment. So let me power off the PSE VM, my platform service controller, which is 6.7 PSE VM. Let's log into the vCenter server, which the new vCenter server which we have performed upgrade. Log in with your root credentials, root, enter the password. Okay, just type shell. You can notice my vCenter server version is 7.0. Okay, just type shell to go to the shell. Okay, so this is the command. Basically, I just copied it from the KB article. So cmsso util and unregistered hyphen hyphen node, specify the PSE name. Here it is lab hyphen PSE hyphen 01. We can also once it power off, it will not be showing up in because it is down, right? So we have to cleanly remove the SSO. So the node name is like lab hyphen PSE hyphen 01 dot md dot lab. Enter the username, which is your administrator at vsphere.local, which is your SSO username and domain. So it will not be showing up here because I have powered off the PSE. Since it is not showing up here, so it is recommended, as per the KB, it is recommended to cleanly decommission, remove the link between the external PSE in your vCenter server, so that it will no longer showing up in your vSphere client UI. Okay, so we have to enter the password and administrator at vsphere.local. Just copy this command, go to the vCenter server, login. This command administrator at vsphere.local. Just enter the password, something like in the password format. Okay, hit enter. So basically what it does is it will stop all the endpoints. It will stop the running command is successful. Done running command, it is stopping all the vCenter server related services, and it will start automatically. So starting all the services has been completed. So we have removed perform the decommission of SSO. So we run an command to unlink the external PSE from the vCenter server references. So once it is done, we no longer see the SSO like external PSE information in your vCenter server. Once this is done, we can just power off our sorry, not power off. We have already powered off. We can delete our PSE virtual machine and old vCenter server virtual machine from your inventory. So we are done with the upgrade of vCenter server from 6.7 to 7.0 with an external PSE and converge it to an embedded PSE with the 7.0. I hope this step by step video helps you to initiate and start your vCenter server 7.0 upgrade. Now we don't see the PSE information and our vCenter server health is good and version is 7.0. We have successfully upgraded our vCenter server from 6.7 to 7.0. We also seen how to perform or convergence of external PSC to an embedded one with vCenter Server 7.0 installer, and we also seen the detailed information about how can we decommission the external PSC, the existing external PSC, which is based out of 6.7. I hope this video is informative for you. Please do like this video. You can, if you have any questions or if you like any other video needs to be posted in the channel, please do update in the comment section. Please do subscribe to the channel, or keep continuing supporting us. Thank you so much for your support till date. Hope to post a lot more videos about vSphere 7.0. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.